Merry Christmas, everyone. Here we go. We are with you now, live on Christmas Day. I hope you are having a good festive break wherever you are in the world. Yes, this is English Addict coming to you live and direct from the birthplace of the English language. We all know where it is. We all know where it is. You do, I do, everyone knows. It is a very special, festive England. Here we are back together. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today on this special day? Are you happy? I hope so. Are you feeling great on this wonderful Christmas Day 2024? It is myself, Mr. Duncan. We are here with a special short live stream. So please make the most of this because we are only on for a short time. We have just finished our delicious Christmas dinner. It was absolutely amazing. All of the food that you normally have with your Christmas lunch, we had today. It is not just me, by the way. There is someone else here joining us. The guy who is responsible for today's meal. He did most of the work. Here he comes. His stomach is very full. It is the one, the only, Mr. Steve.
Hello, wonderful, beautiful people from across the globe. I was asleep then, Mr. Duncan. My stomach it feels like it's going to burst. I've had so much to eat. No doubt you have too. Mr. Duncan is stuffed. There's a phrase you use when you are full up. You've had so much to eat. You say, I'm stuffed. Just as if you were to stuff a cushion full of cotton wool or something. But that's how we all feel. We've I don't know how we've done it this year, Mr. Duncan. We've managed to eat our Christmas meal earlier than we've ever eaten it before, ever. We were actually eating it, sitting down at 1:15 UK time.
Amazing.
And we've just had a leisurely time eating. But you know what it's like when you're cooking a big meal for somebody. Could be Christmas, could be any party where you're cooking a big roast or something. Yes. You spend all morning in the kitchen and then you manage to eat it all within about 10 minutes. Is it worth the effort? Is it?
Yes.
I think it is, because we've got a big turkey. We've got enough for another 2 days. And it was lovely. And it's nice to be here. I said to Mr. Duncan before we came on, and Mr. Duncan said that, I think he'd said earlier in the week that he wasn't sure that I wanted to come on Christmas Day.
Okay, Steve, can we do the intros?
Can I just say, it's like visiting friends. It's like going, people do this at Christmas Day. They go in their car, visit friends and family, and that's what we're doing now.
Yes.
We're seeing you, our friends, our family.
It is a little bit like dropping in.
We're dropping in to say hi, and you're dropping in to say hi to us.
Yes. I might have to make some adjustments to the cameras because I've just realised this has not been set up for today's live stream properly. So if I make some little changes, don't worry, don't panic. It doesn't mean anything is going wrong. It just means that I have to make a few changes here and there.
Mr. Duncan he's been chopping up vegetables all morning.
Yes.
And I think one of his thumbs came off.
Okay.
Because there was a strange thing in the Brussels sprouts. I don't know whether it was a chipolata or whether it was one of Mr. Duncan's fingers.
Okay. Good. I think
we've got loads of people on, Mr. Duncan. I can't believe it.
Okay, Steve, can I just get some introductions out of the way?
Go on then.
I haven't been on for very long either. Hi everybody, it is Christmas Day. For those who have just joined us, this is a live stream right now, live from England on Christmas Day. We hope you have had a wonderful Christmas Day so far. I hope it is going well. Traditionally, here in the UK, we will often have a Christmas meal, and there will be many things that we tend to eat with our Christmas lunch. We will be showing those in a few moments from now. Can I also say hello to the live chat? Hello, live chat. Do you have the live chat working, Mr. Steve?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I've worked it out all by myself.
Well done.
This is the first time ever.
Maybe this can be one of Mr. Steve's New Year resolutions, where he learns how to use technology without losing his temper. Here we go then. Vitas, guess what? For this special Christmas, English Addict, you are first.
Has Vitas ever been first on the live stream before?
Steve, wait. We're just applauding. Dear me. As usual, Steve is completely oblivious.
Well, I don't know what's going on because I can't hear you, Mr. Duncan.
You can look at the screen, though.
Well, I'm looking at the camera because I want people to think I'm looking at them.
Good. This is going well so far. So, we had a lovely meal. Thank you very much for joining me today. Semi is here. Christina is here. Also, we have Smile Dogra. Hello to you as well. Lots of people to say hello to. There are things I've forgotten to mention today already. I know there are things because I was doing two things at the same time. I was helping Mr. Steve prepare the meal, and also I was in here trying to prepare this. Not easy to do on Christmas Day, to be honest with you. We are only here for a short time, but at least we are here anyway. Mr. Steve, can I just say today's meal was absolutely incredible.
I could have charged £120 for that because that's about the average cost. If you were to go out to a restaurant and book up for Christmas Day in the UK, it's anywhere between £80 and £140 for one meal.
That's incredible.
So yes, I should have charged Mr. Duncan for that today. By the way, we've got a lot of people watching from India today, which isn't surprising. So welcome to you all. I've got an interesting fact here. According to Facts About Christmas that I looked up many years ago and have them printed out here, there is a town in India called Santa Claus.
Oh.
Now, this sounds unlikely, but we do have people watching from India. So maybe you can tell us, please, Alu or Chiru Campbell from India, and there's others as well watching. Is there really a town in India called Santa Claus, or is this made up on the internet?
Yes.
If you know, please let us know.
We will find out.
Obviously, Santa Claus is delivering presents, or he's already probably delivered all his presents.
I think you will find that Santa Claus is now sitting down in having a rest.
Probably. And all his elves are probably exhausted. Half of them are probably dead through exhaustion.
Good. That's happy. Keeping the happy spirit going today. Mr. Steve, we had a lovely meal because food, let's face it, with all festivals, food is always the central part of any celebration. So today we made a meal. I will show you the actual food that we cooked today. First of all, we have the most popular thing that people love to eat, even though many people don't really like them, to be honest. Sprouts. Brussels sprouts. There they are. And I like them, Mr. Steve likes them, but it is amazing how many people don't like them. Mr. Steve.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. It's one of those foods you call a Marmite food. You either love it or hate it, because Marmite is a yeast extract spread that people put on toast in the UK, and it's one of those foods that Marmite, you either love it or you hate it.
Okay.
And if you describe a food that is something that people either love or hate, i.e. there's no grey, it's not, oh, I just like it a bit, it's I love them or I hate them. And Brussels sprouts comes into that category.
Yes, yeah. Although I would say it isn't. I would say that most people hate Brussels sprouts. I rarely meet anyone. In fact, you might be one of the only people I know, Steve, who likes Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Because, well, they're good for you. They're like miniature cabbages.
Yes.
It's a kind of, I think it's from the cabbage family.
Yes.
That type of food. And there's lots of vitamins in there. Good for your gut flora.
Okay.
And what I mean by gut flora is your bacteria, friendly bacteria that grow in your gut.
Isn't that lovely?
And yes, and of course Brussels sprouts are famous for having a reaction.
Okay.
In other words, the bacteria produce lots of gas in your gut, and everybody knows what Brussels sprouts do to you. There's a word beginning with F. Lots of blowing off.
All right, so Steve, can we keep this
I'm just
festive?
explaining that's the effect
Yes.
Brussels sprouts have
Okay, then.
on your digestive system.
If it's Steve's cooking, of course, it just makes you go and have diarrhea. Here we
No.
go. Parsnips, Mr. Steve. We're trying to talk about food connected to your Christmas lunch. Parsnips. There we go. One of my favourite types of food to have with your Christmas meal. So what interesting fact do you have about these, Steve?
None whatsoever. It's a root vegetable, what they call a root vegetable. So it's like carrots. So they grow in the ground. They are, in fact, the root of the plant that you're eating there. And they're just good for you. They're just good for you. And they're, again, some people like parsnips, other people don't. They're best roasted because the flavour comes out. So, yeah, they're nice. They're like pale carrots with a slightly different flavour.
Yes,
they were my mother's favourite vegetable.
But you are right. They are a root vegetable. And quite often you will roast these particular things, and they are very nice. Here's something we don't normally eat, but we had one today. Swede. A lovely Swede.
Yes, we cooked a Swede today. And I don't mean somebody that's from Sweden. It's a type of vegetable. Again, I think it's a root vegetable. So it grows under the ground. And the leaves would be coming out of the ground. And that part of it would be underneath the ground.
Yes.
And yes, it's spelt differently to the country Swede, but it sounds the same. So what's that? Something? What do you call it when two words are spelt differently but sound the same?
Yes, homophones.
Homophone. That's it. I should have been able to guess that, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
But yeah.
Well,
so
as you're always a guest on my show, you should know that by now.
and it's it's a pale orangey colour. It's the type of vegetables that we get in the UK at this time of the year that are available because they grow in sort of the late autumn when it's a bit colder. That's when you grow Swede and Brussels sprouts.
But it is interesting, Steve, because Swede is also what we call a person who comes from Sweden. So that's where the confusion can sometimes come around, where you have Swede as in the vegetable and Swede as in a person who comes from Sweden, like ABBA. Is that right? ABBA?
Yes.
Yeah, they're Swedish, aren't they? And also IKEA as well. Oh, Steve, this is the one. This is the vegetable that everyone loves. Carrots. You can't go wrong with carrots, really, can you?
Carrots, there we go, yes. So somebody, Christina, thought that the parsnips were carrots. They are a root vegetable. They're grown under the ground in exactly the same way, but they're paler than carrots, obviously. You can see there. They have a distinctive flavour. But there we go. And as you can see, we're supporting King Charles III by buying his food from a well-known supermarket. So we like to support our king.
Well, who knows? He might mention us today on his speech.
He might do.
Because every year, this is another tradition we have here, the monarch of the country. It was, of course, Queen Elizabeth, but Queen Elizabeth is no longer with us. And now we have King Charles, who will be delivering his Christmas message at around about 3 o'clock, which I think is when we will probably be gone, to be honest. Potatoes, oh, Mr. Steve. Of course we have potatoes. We eat potatoes with everything, to be honest, don't we?
Well, it is your favourite vegetable.
It is.
And of course, there's ordinary potatoes there, and the sweet potatoes, which is an unusual vegetable that to have in the UK at this time of the year. Sweet potatoes are not grown in the UK, and certainly when I was growing up, you wouldn't have sweet potatoes at Christmas, but we like them anyway, and they're very nice roasted in the oven. So that's probably the only non-British food on there, the sweet potato. Everything else is very much traditional vegetables grown at this time of the year. So farmers put in things like Brussels sprouts, swede, and the parsnips. They start growing them in sort of late summer, and they grow throughout the winter into the cold months, and they're ready to harvest around Christmas time. And so that's why we always have those at Christmas time, because that's what can be grown in this country at this time of the year.
Yes. Another thing that we eat, of course, we often have meat, although these days, of course, a lot of people don't eat meat. Traditionally, we would have turkey. We had turkey today. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course, there are many alternatives these days. A lot of people have something else that does not contain meat, and there is some sort of alternative. Talking of food, Steve.
Yes.
We had a very nice meal the other day. We went out to meet your sister and brother-in-law, and we went to a very interesting place. There it is now on the screen. A place called the Castle Inn, very close to Banbury, overlooking Warwickshire. And from this particular place, there is the most amazing view. So we went there to see your sister, and we had the most amazing meal. And also, from our seat, this is the view we had from our table, believe it or not, looking out across Warwickshire, over towards Stratford-upon-Avon, which of course is famous for Shakespeare, and that was the view we had from our seat in the place where we ate our lovely Christmas meal. We have, well, in fact, I will show you what I had, because I had the Christmas meal, but guess who didn't have the Christmas meal? The answer is, of course, Mr. Steve. He did not have the Christmas meal. But I have to say, this is quite an impressive place, a very unusual place to eat at. It looks like an old castle, and inside they have a bar with selling drinks and also a lovely restaurant as well. Very nice food, wasn't it?
It was lovely. Yes, I didn't have the Christmas meal because I thought it's Monday. It's only 2 days before Christmas. I don't want to have turkey now because I won't enjoy my turkey on Christmas Day.
So this is what Steve had. Look, he had fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
So that was what Steve had on Monday when we went out for a meal with your family. And I was there as well. Of course I was there. I had the Christmas meal, and there it is. So that is the Christmas meal I had on Monday, and you can see almost everything we mentioned is there. You can see parsnips, carrots, sprouts. There is also turkey on the plate with lots of gravy. So we did actually go out for a very nice meal, and of course we had some lovely company as well with Steve's relatives.
It was all right.
I hope they're not watching.
Yes, something else, of course, which we haven't mentioned about food, which is another traditional sort of accompaniment to a roast turkey meal. It's, of course, holly. And a holly, of course, this is a sprig of holly. Sprig, S-P-R-I-G. Ow. I-G. You just witnessed there. The main problem of handling holly is that it has very, very sharp spines on it, prickles on it.
Yes.
And I just stabbed one into my finger.
Is there blood?
So, is there blood? I'm squeezing.
Do you have any?
I don't think it went that far in.
No, I'm not sure you have any anyway.
But this is, thanks a lot. But this is, if you haven't seen holly before, if you live in a country that doesn't have holly, this is it. It's an evergreen. Now, it normally has, at this time of the year, red berries, which you will see depicted on Christmas cards and various Christmas scenes. But this one hasn't, because the birds have eaten them all.
Yes.
So I cut this off this morning. It's the sort of thing that you boil it, don't you, Mr. Duncan? You boil it, turn it, and then put it in stews. I'm joking. You don't eat holly. You don't eat holly.
I wasn't sure if Steve was having some sort of seizure then.
It's actually poisonous.
Yes.
The cattle like it in the winter. It's got a lot of energy in it for the cattle.
I feel now as if I have to say, please do not boil holly and put it in your food, because it is poisonous.
Very tough leaves. And you can have fun with people at Christmas time, because you can put a holly leaf on people's seats where they're going to sit, and they don't notice, and they sit down, they get a prickle up their bum. Because this is particularly sharp. I'll tell you, these are really sharp thorns on this tree, obviously to stop the cattle from eating it. But some of them, they must have very tough mouths. Anyway, that's holly. We haven't got any ivy, though. I'm just.
You're almost talking as if you've already had a few drinks.
I've had no alcohol today whatsoever, not even a drop.
That's even more worrying.
It is, by the way. Rosa said yes. Thank you, Rosa. You see, you assume that everybody knows these plants, but holly grows in sort of, I would say, temperate climates, northern hemisphere climates, where it doesn't get too hot and it doesn't get too cold. But yes, it's evergreen, so the leaves don't fall off at Christmas. But they're very tough. They can withstand some very harsh, windy conditions. You often see them growing wild in very windy, exposed places.
I can't believe that you've managed to sit there for 10 minutes talking about a piece of holly. But it is something that is seasonal. You often see it on postcards or Christmas cards. Oh, by the way, we've had some more Christmas cards, because the other day we were complaining about not having very many this year, but guess what? We have some more Christmas cards. So I will quickly show these to you. Just a moment.
By the way, holly is spelt Holly.
Yes.
If you wanted to look it up. Not holy.
No.
But it's holly, Lly, so you can look that up.
Would you like to see some more Christmas cards we received? We got this one from our neighbour. Isn't that lovely? That is a Scottish Highland cow. You can see it has very long horns. This is unusual because it's a white one, but you can get different coloured Highland cows.
Looks like a woolly mammoth.
It does look like a mammoth, you're right.
That you would find sort of in very cold conditions.
Isn't that great? I love his nose. Isn't that lovely? Move on. And we also have this one as well. Christmas wishes. Isn't that lovely? More traditional with the Christmas tree and the little golden star above. Isn't that nice? Look at that. I don't know who that's from. That is from Ben and your team. Oh, this, believe it or not, this is actually our solicitors. Isn't that lovely? Don't get worried. You're probably wondering now why we have a solicitor. It's nothing serious. So there is a lovely Christmas card from our solicitor. I can't believe I've just said that. Another one, Mr. Steve. Oh yes, we have the snowman with the Christmas tree. We have the very beautiful scenery with the snow. That is quite typical when you think about it. Stephen Duncan from your friends Lawrence, Metcheld, Leela and Alex. I remember these people because we went to their wedding, didn't we, in Amsterdam?
We did.
Way back in the early 1990s.
So I went to college with Lawrence, and he married a Dutch girl called Mechteld, and they've had 3 children. So we still stay in touch. That's over 40 years now. Yeah, for about 44 years, I would say, that we've known each other. We haven't seen each other since for 40 years, but we still... This is how people stay in touch, isn't it, Mr. Duncan, in the UK?
That's it. This is not a yak, by the way, unique. It is not a yak. It is a Highland cow. And you get these quite often in Scotland, and also we have some around here as well in Much Wenlock. Oh, look, it's a robin, another one.
And you can see on there, that looks like a holly tree.
It does look like
a branch
holly.
Of a holly tree.
Is that holly? I think it is.
You can see the prickles. So holly trees, somebody was asking, they can be a bush, but they tend to grow into big trees, like very tall trees. Well, medium-sized trees, I would say. They can grow incredible. We've got one in our garden. It must be, 15 metres tall, I would say. 10 or 15 metres tall. Very, very, very... The birds love it because the berries in the winter, they're food for the birds.
Yes.
Because there's lots of energy in the berries. And then, of course, they eat the berries and then they poo all over the garden and you get little holly trees coming up everywhere.
Yes.
From the seeds.
So, very seasonal, that one, with the robin, of course. That's from our neighbours who live a few doors away, Sean and Jeff. Thank you very much. Isn't that lovely? Lovely seasonal card. And finally, this is one we were presented with on Monday from your sister. Guess what is on this card? Can you guess, Mr. Steve?
Oh, let me think.
Go on.
Let me think. Is it... I'm getting robin.
You're getting something.
I'm getting robin. I'm getting colours of red and green. Yep. I'm confident.
I think Steve is definitely seeing colours and light. Look, there it is. Happy Christmas.
Oh, there we go.
A robin. Although, to be honest, Steve had already seen this card. But this is from your sister, and there is the holly.
There is a branch of holly with red berries on it.
So that's what it looks like.
So there we go.
And
there's a real live one. You can see the leaves, the prickly leaves on that picture.
Yeah.
Now, what's unusual about this card is that my sister, and Beatrice will be interested. I think I've told Beatrice before, my sister is very good at art. And she actually drew that and had it printed out into Christmas cards and has sent them to all her family and friends.
So that actually is a painting, a watercolour. By Mr. Steve's sister.
Because my sister likes to do watercolours. Beatrice likes to do oil. And my sister likes watercolours. So she painted that and had it printed and has sent that out to all her friends. She used to do them before every year, but she's been a bit busy for many years now with her business and other things that she does, and family, of course.
Yes.
She's got 3 children, so that tends to keep you busy. But now, a bit more time, she can start making her own cards again.
Yes, that's it. Always have a hobby. Always
Yes.
have a hobby. Always have something that you enjoy doing, whatever it is, as long as it's not illegal. So this is English Addict, by the way. We are with you together on this Christmas Day. I hope your Christmas is going well. I've had my Christmas lunch, and so has Steve, and now I feel a little bit tired. I will be honest with you. Also, I'm sure you are wondering what gifts we bought for each other. Well, I can tell you now, we haven't opened all of them because we had to prepare the meal and also this live stream as well.
Yeah, we've only opened 20 each so far.
So, I wish
I'm joking.
there were 20. I really do.
What did you say just before then? You were saying something, and I was going to read out a fact. Oh yeah, we were talking about food, weren't we? Can I read out a quick fact? Apparently,
Yes.
the average person on Christmas Day consumes 7,000 calories, which is at least 3 times as much as you need in the day. And in the UK, 10 million turkeys are cooked on Christmas Day. 22 million in the US. 10 million.
If you are an animal lover, you will probably be quite upset now. That's a lot of turkeys.
But I would imagine a lot of nuts have also been killed for the vegetarians. Lots of nut roasts, I should think, today, if you're vegetarian.
I think so. Any more facts?
Well, I've got another one here. Apparently, we all love Christmas trees, of course, and you see them on the cards. Well, apparently there are 50 million Christmas trees sold in Europe at this time of the year.
Oh.
50 million across Europe. I'm not sure how many in the UK, but in the US, 35 million Christmas trees.
That's a lot.
And that's despite the fact that Christmas isn't their sort of... They don't celebrate it as much as we do. They're more into the Thanksgiving, which is a few weeks before Christmas, isn't it? But 50 million trees chopped down just so that we can stick them in our living rooms and decorate them.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't have any information about why we do it.
I was going to leave that to you, Mr. Duncan.
That all comes, of course,
actually,
from...
no, I have got something here about that.
Have you? I
think I had something about Christmas trees.
I think Steve has facts in front of him he didn't even know he had.
Maybe do you know, Mr. Duncan? Maybe you can explain.
Yes,
that
it comes from those heathens who followed their own religion, and they believed that trees were spirits and they had some sort of life, so they would be brought into the house at certain times of the year as a way of saying thank you, trees, for being so amazing. And that's it, really. So the pagans, and of course that's the reason why Christmas is so close to a lot of the other pagan festivals, because it is trying to say, look, you pagans with your trees, that's not the right one. This is the right one. And that's what they say, you see. So they moved Christmas just to annoy all the pagans. And that's true, by the way. That is the reason why Christmas is actually on December the 25th. It is no coincidence.
Yes, by the way, here's another fact.
Yes.
Rather depressing fact.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I don't know if it's depressing. People tend to get very emotional around Christmas, don't they?
They do.
There's a lot of pressure. We've mentioned this in the last live stream. A lot of people, because there's a lot to do in the sort of few weeks building up to Christmas. Everyone's busy anyway with work, family, trying to make a living, whatever they're doing. And of course, Christmas creates that extra stress because you've got to buy presents for people. you've got to go to parties, all sorts of extra things, pressure on your time, and that creates a lot of stress for people, particularly trying to think of what presents to buy people. The stress is so much, in fact, that according to a fact here, 2 weeks before Christmas is the most popular time for couples to break up. 2 weeks before Christmas is when most people, if they're going to break up with their partner, girlfriend or boyfriend, that's the time, apparently. And I think it's because of the... Plus, also, you think about it, if you're going out with somebody and you don't like them very much, the thought of spending a whole week with them at Christmas is enough. I think that's what it is. I think people just think, I don't like this person, I can't stand them anymore, Christmas is coming, I'm going to have to spend a whole week with them probably. I can't stand it, I'm breaking up now, 2 weeks beforehand. Because Christmas Day apparently is the least likely day you're going to split up with anyone, apparently.
Okay.
But 2 weeks before Christmas is because you're not going to break up with somebody on Christmas Day. You'd have to be pretty cruel, wouldn't you?
Yes.
To break up with somebody on Christmas. So you do it. If you're thinking of breaking up with them, you break up with them 2 weeks beforehand.
Yes.
Apparently is the time when most people break up with their people they don't want to be with.
Although there might be signs, you see. I would be looking out for signs, things that a person might be doing differently. And then maybe you might have some idea or maybe a feeling that perhaps that person is going to break the relationship off before Christmas, because maybe they don't ask you about Christmas, maybe they don't ask you about what gift they want for Christmas, maybe they don't buy any gifts or wrapping paper, maybe they are not hiding anything in the house that may be some sort of gift. So those are things that you probably have to look out for first of all. And then maybe, perhaps, your relationship will not be continuing over the Christmas period. It might be ending just before, perhaps. But that is a very positive thing, Mr. Steve. Thank you for that.
I think, talking of Christmas trees, Beatrice and Saturino have said that they kept their Christmas trees up until Easter last year. I think we started this trend, Mr. Duncan. I think it was us that started this trend because we did talk about or admit that 2 years in a row we have now kept our Christmas tree up until Easter.
Yes.
I don't think we're the only ones that do that, but we did it for the first time. I'm getting wind, Mr. Duncan. I'm burping.
I noticed.
Because of all that food.
I can smell it.
Because we literally finished our last mouthful and rushed in here to do the live stream.
Yes. So just before this live stream started, we were actually sitting in the dining room having our lovely turkey feast. And now we are here. But the only problem is I feel so sleepy because of the meal. It was a big, heavy meal. And you know what it's like. When you've had a meal, quite often you also want to have a little nap as well. I think so. The live chat is very busy, by the way. It
is very busy. You know, it's wonderful that obviously a lot of you on the live stream do celebrate Christmas, but you've come on anyway.
Many people are talking about that, by the way, wanting to fall asleep. Unique says everyone experiences a sleepy mood during the festivals. Beatrice says, in my case, in my brother's house, I will sleep there. So it is like staying at home. So that's what happens. That's traditional. That is actually what happens every Christmas Day each year. Most people will have a big meal. They will all sit down in front of the television. They might watch the King's speech. They might put a movie on. But you can guarantee that most people will fall asleep. So this does feel very strange to be here doing a live stream after my Christmas meal, to be honest.
By the way, we haven't had an answer yet. Anybody watching in India, please let us know if there is really a town in India called Santa Claus. Because according to some facts about Christmas, which I got off the internet. It states that there is a town in India called Santa Claus. Well, I could Google it, I suppose. You see, this is the problem now. I didn't check any of these facts.
Good.
I just accepted them.
You're almost as bad as BBC for not checking your facts before you...
That's it.
Yes.
I'm not a fact checker.
No.
Got to be careful how you say that, by the way. But yeah. Back to the holly, Mr. Duncan.
Okay.
Or the holy.
I thought you were going to look on Google then to see if there is really a Santa Claus in India.
Christina says, I've cooked a lot, so I'm exhausted. It is exhausting. Cooking for Christmas Day is exhausting because you've got to think of so many things. Everything's got to be ready at the same time.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a disaster. I nearly forgot to put the chipolata sausages in.
Yes, the very small sausages.
Small sausages. That is a tradition or a custom. We talked about this last week. A tradition to have on Christmas Day. Normally, people will put the chipolata sausages into the cavity in the... I'm giving an indication of what I'm doing here. The cavity inside the turkey. You stuff it with sausages and stuffing. But it's not recommended these days because it can impair the cooking time of the turkey and you might get, I don't know, some kind of bug.
Okay, you are full of so much happiness today.
That's not happy. It's happy because...
If you don't do it right, if you don't cook your turkey right, you will all get food poisoning.
That's true.
And also lots of relationships break up just before Christmas. Happy Christmas, everyone.
These are just facts. These are facts. You can't argue with the facts, Mr. Duncan.
You keep saying they're facts, but I'm not sure. You got them off the internet. I mean, let's face it. The internet is probably not the best place.
I think this one's right, though. Here's another fact. The Bible...
Steady.
Doesn't mention a date for Jesus' birth.
No, it doesn't.
Many historians believe it's in the spring.
Yes.
But of course, we celebrate it in December, and the reason is, Mr. Duncan, you know the answer to this.
Well, that's it. It was moved. The festival was moved, so the winter solstice and all of the other pagan festivals would be ruined by it. So that's basically it. They basically sabotaged all of the other festivals. That's the reason why. But yes, a lot of people believe that Christmas actually should be celebrated in, I think it's late spring or early summer. They say that that's when Christmas should be celebrated. But that would be really weird, wouldn't it? Imagine having Christmas during the summer. That would be so strange. Certainly in this country, it would be very, very weird. Of course, this time of year, Steve, Christmas Day, normally, not for us, because it's just us two here, but normally you will have lots of people round to your house, maybe your family members, your extended family. I think we spoke to one of our neighbours yesterday and they said they were having 14 people around their house.
14?
Today.
And we said, well, if you get sick and tired of them all, come to us because there's only two of us here.
Yes.
But they haven't knocked on the... I got the impression they felt a bit sorry for us because they said, oh, what are you doing for Christmas? And we said we're just the two of us by ourselves. And they sort of went, well, we've got 14 people coming round. Yeah. It's almost like a competition. You're just on your own. We've got 14, a house full of people. Oh, aren't we just wonderful people?
I don't think that's what they said.
I think sometimes, people like to give the impression that the more people that come round to the house, the more popular they are.
Well, I think it was the opposite. I think they were jealous.
I think they were jealous, yes.
That's what, yes.
Imagine cooking for 14 people.
Yes. I can't believe it.
I'd just be beans on toast, I think, if I had 14 people round.
I think so.
You'd need to have a very, very big turkey.
So what about you out there in YouTube land? Are you celebrating Christmas with your family or friends, or maybe you are just having something small, like us, just a small party? But there is one thing we have plenty of. We still have plenty of food to eat. So don't worry about that. We are definitely not going to run out of food. We might run out of joy, but we definitely won't run out of food. I can promise you that.
Talking again of food, of course, we noticed that Lewis mentioned he was having cod on Christmas Day.
Oh,
But that is, a tradition, isn't it, in some places on Christmas to have fish or cod on Christmas Day?
yes, very religious, you see.
So you see, my fish and chips 2 days ago was not out of character with Christmas.
No.
It was cod.
That-
Traditional British junk food, fish and chips.
yes.
And I had it on Monday. So actually, I was adhering to French or Portuguese tradition of having cod on Christmas Day. So, what is that tradition? Is it French? Is it Portuguese?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm asking the live chat.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Tracy, the more the merrier. So Claudia said she had 9 people last night. So who's got the record for the most number of people that they have entertained at their house on Christmas Day?
Well, I think so far our neighbours win.
Well, on the live chat so far, it's Claudia with 9. Can anyone beat 9? Not that beating it is a sign of success.
No.
We just want to know what, doesn't mean that the more people you have, the better person you are, or the more popular. We just want to know who has had the most number of people
I don't think anyone worries really, to be
on
honest.
Christmas Day. It would be nice to know.
If you feel like me at the moment, I'm just half asleep, to be honest. I'm standing here presenting a live stream, but I've just had my Christmas meal, and to be honest, I feel like having a lie down on the bed.
Well, I could come and poke you with this sprig of holly. Sprig. A little piece that's been cut off. I might put it on the Christmas tree
To
later.
be honest, I'm just glad of the attention, to be honest with you. We will be going in a moment because, first of all, we are tired, and also we are going to watch the King of England as well. The King of England, he might say hello to us. I noticed this year I didn't get my award from the King. I wasn't knighted. I wasn't given any special honour, unfortunately, for my hard work here on YouTube, sadly. You know what I'm wondering now, Steve? I'm just wondering if we are doing a live stream tomorrow from Much Wenlock. Because it has become a tradition that we do that. But I have a feeling we might not be, because I think we will be so tired tomorrow after all the food we've been eating. I think that's true, isn't it?
A lot of people have been having... That is true, Mr. Duncan. Well, we'll think about that. We might surprise you tomorrow. We'll see how we feel.
Yes.
A lot of people eating salmon. Christina had salmon. Beatrice's brother cooked salmon.
See, that is in Argentina.
In Argentina, yes. I believe your economy seems to be getting a bit better over there. Inflation is down to 3%, is it now in Argentina? Is that good? Is it good? Maybe you can tell us in the new year. So is your new president working wonders with the economy? Maybe.
Great.
Holly.
This is really... These Christmas themes that you've got, Steve, today are really good.
We're trying to keep Christmas going, yeah.
Happy Christmas, everyone, and forget about your economic woes.
I just happened to see it on the news the other day.
Okay.
And so I thought I'd mention it because Beatrice was there.
Good. Dear me. I just feel so sleepy.
Do you? That is the turkey, Mr. Duncan.
It's the whole meal.
Turkey is well known for making you sleepy because there's I think it's tryptophan. There's an amino acid in turkey that makes you sleepy. Somebody can look that up. I might have got that fact wrong. But it is known for sending you to sleep, turkey. And I just felt I'm not really. I've woken up, Mr. Duncan. I feel lively. I could do another hour.
I wish I did. I feel so tired. I can't begin to tell you how tired I feel at the moment. I would have a feeling that maybe I will be lying on the bed, fast asleep, or sitting on the sofa, fast asleep. Whatever it is, I will be quite likely unconscious. So I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. It's been a short one, and of course things will be back to normal, whatever that is, on Sunday. Of course, we are with you on Sunday as we prepare to say goodbye to 2024. And next week, of course, this time next week, it will be the 1st of January 2025. So we will probably be with you on Sunday and also next Wednesday as well as the new year arrives.
Do you want me to do a short reading?
Oh, if you must.
A shortened version of a Christmas, The Night Before Christmas by Clement Clarke Moore. It's a reading. This is the shortened version because the full version goes on for a long time.
Is that it?
That's it. It's over. Yes. Lewis had smoked. Lots of people having salmon. Lewis had salmon as well. With
I don't remember that part of the poem.
3 or 4 flutes of champagne. Well, you are in France, so why not?
Do you have to think about that then?
So here's a well-known Christmas reading, and then after that we'll slump it into the chair by the fire and fall asleep.
Definitely.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma, in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap, when out of the roof there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the window and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh deer and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. And a Merry Christmas to you all.
What I always love about that reading is you seem quite laid back, and then suddenly you start literally screaming and shouting.
I get into it, Mr. Duncan.
You do?
I get into it.
I can tell.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. I've enjoyed being here, and we may or may not see you tomorrow.
Yes. At the moment, it's doubtful. I think it's safe to say, if my current condition, which is very, very sleepy, is anything to go by, I think it's safe to say I will still be in bed this time tomorrow. Anyway, it's time to go. King Charles is waiting to talk to us, so we will see what he has to say. And we will be back with you on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time is when we're back with you. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Christmas day, English Addict. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. And now we will say goodbye. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is you are doing, whether it is related to Christmas or not. I hope you have a good one. See you soon. Take care of yourselves. And of course, what should we say, Mr. Steve? Well, first of all, we will say, what's the obvious thing we could say at the moment? Me-
Does it begin with a T?
No.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas,
Season's greetings.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yes. Have a super duper time. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Thank you very much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Steve. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ta-ta for now. Merry Christmas.